you look up to other people and you want to learn from them. But if you are just going through life believing that you can do it on your own, it doesn't work. You have to have somebody you are looking up to, somebody that you have seen a trait in which you want to copy or which you want to be, and then you aspire to be in that position. But if you don't have aspirations, you don't have a passion, you don't believe in anything, I think life will just be, you are going, and it's always better to learn from other people's experience than to have the experience and then be learning the lesson. Now, coming home to aquaculture, which is why we are all here today. What is it that you as a youth can give back to the society and to the community in aquaculture? How can you influence your family members, your community, the country, the continent, and the world when it comes to aquaculture?
Yes, we can hear you.
You must know what it is that aquaculture also can give. What are the opportunities in aquaculture? There are several opportunities in aquaculture. When she was speaking, that when she joined the university and she went to a religious group and they said, what was that? Yes, you need to correct that. When I sat there, I just said, yes, starting from there, you need to correct that. Getting home, let people know what aquaculture is. When you go out, speak about the subject. Tell people about it. What does it involve? What are the opportunities in aquaculture? And there are several. You could be a teacher in aquaculture and stand before students and teach. You could be a producer, somebody who is growing fish. You can be somebody who specializes only on broodstock production, or somebody who specializes on fingerling production, or somebody who produces table size fish. 3 jobs there already. You can be somebody who supplies inputs, feed, nets, premixes, what other things? You are aquaculture students. Tell me about it. Inputs into the aquaculture business, what is needed, scoops, bowls. What again? You are not speaking to me. I've been a teacher before, so I like interactive session. And like I told them in the morning, I taught in a boys' school after my youth corps year. You know, in Nigeria, where you graduate, you go for the 1-year service. And after that 1-year service in 78, I was a teacher in a boys' school. And that helped me to learn how to be able to manage a class like I'm doing now. We're in a class. So, aside that, you can be somebody who will be an off-taker. When people produce the fish, you take it off them to sell, to market. Then there's a transportation system that is there for you to be involved in, how to transport fish either in form, whether as live fish or frozen. And there's the opportunity for you to smoke the fish, to fillet the fish, to have different fish products like flakes, like chunks, and then to spice it in different ways. But you must, on your label, put the spices you have put, because some people are allergic to some things. Some people will not eat pepper. Some people will not take garlic. So there's also the field for packaging, labeling. I can go on and on about the opportunities in aquaculture. So why should somebody ask you what is aquaculture when, if you have been telling people, I love to tell people, oh, I'm in fisheries and aquaculture, and immediately I tell you, what is that? By the time I speak to you, you will feel that even if you are an engineer, you will feel that, yes, you have met somebody. And speaking to the 2 engineers there, we've been having some discussions. So I be proud of your occupation. Carry it, tell people about it, encourage them to come into it, because there's money in fish. You cannot deal with anything that is fish and not make profit. That is, there's a local saying in my language that kinteja katoshi, that you don't sell fish and become poor. And for the benefit of, I'm sorry for the other religion, they say fish is the business of Jesus Christ. He fed people with fish, he paid tax through the mouth of fish. So if you are in any form of fish business, you will always prosper. And I believe it in whatever way. I'm not growing fish, but I know that I have been able to get far in fisheries and aquaculture. And so I want to encourage you, whatever you do, be transparently honest. Own up to your weaknesses. Be ready to learn. I sat there because I want to learn. And I've been listening to everything that was said because I want to take something back. I don't just want to waste my time. Time is precious. Time is money. So don't let us just be in this hall because you have been told to come and you believe, well, I'm here, so I have to sit and listen. Look out for something that you will take away. Something that you can tell other people that, oh, in 2025, when I came for the Ghana 2025, these are the things that I'm taking away. Like I went to the tech. Is my time up? Yes, you have to tell me because I can go on and on and on. I went to the, sorry, let me just end with this. For those of you who are not at the finance group in the morning, I went into it because I've been running from one room to another, chairing here, there. So I just went and they said, come and sit down for 5 minutes. And they gave some booklets. And what I saw in the booklet was on innovation, starting from production, also to technology, also to the process. But usually when people talk of innovation, the only thing that goes into most people's head is technology. What inventions have you come with? And I was discussing with the lady from the World Forum. I said, who made this? She said it was their company. I said, excellent. Because they captured the essence of innovation, that it does not end with only technological inventions. Thank you very much. If you don't ask me to stop, I will go on and on.
Thank you very much. If we don't ask her to stop, I was actually enjoying it. I hope everyone was. Anyways, so we have Sigi on Zoom now, and Sigi, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Yes, we can, but it's a bit low. I think we can manage with this. Okay. So we are ready for your brief remark.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. So please.
Okay. Thank you very much for the invitation. I hope to be there with you because I can feel the dynamism and the vibe. Thank you to the invitation. So distinguished guests, sorry not to be there with you, but it's a privilege to talk really about how such a transformative. I can hear now. Is it okay? Is the sound okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, sorry about all this. So I start again. It's a privilege for me to talk very briefly about how a transformative blue economy sector and how youth can really contribute to the prosperity and the well-being of your country. So the EU, and I'm not representing anymore, but I worked for 31 years for the European Commission. It has been really a global player in shaping an inclusive, sustainable blue economy. And it really integrated science, innovation, all forms of innovation. I fully subscribe what you said before, social innovation included, so that nobody is actually left behind. And at the heart of this approach, when it comes to international cooperation, is the All-Atlantic Ocean Research Alliance. And I wanted to congratulate Ghana for being now a full partner of the ocean, of the international, the All-Atlantic Ocean Alliance. So it's not a diplomacy only, it's a framework for co-creation and for shared innovation. And it was against this background that we have launched the Blue Intergenerational Program for the All-Atlantic. And that program, and there I really invite Ghana, its ECOPS, but not only, also the ocean professionals to be part of it. It focuses, for example, on capacity building, on training, on hackathons to develop innovation-related solutions, floating universities, summer schools, and all this really is helping, I think, to establish a vibrant All-Atlantic Ocean community for the benefit, really, of the local communities, of the people who need it most. So how can you engage in this network? These networks are open, like the Horizon Europe, the EU-funded cooperation program for research, science and innovation is open for participation. I heard before that the speaker went to Wageningen. You can also apply to the Erasmus Plus program. There are many grant opportunities available. You can also, I would like maybe on another occasion to guide you through some of the existing, already ongoing EU projects. And my colleagues pointed me to one project which I want to share with you. It is called AWARE, and AWARE develops an aquaponic system where wastewater is used to farm both vegetable and tilapia fish in a very circular way. And there is a pilot site in Italy, and if you're interested, I can put you in contact. I'm very happy to ease actually the contacts for that with you. And then, of course, there are the many opportunities of the EU Africa Global Gateway investment package. In a variety of meaningful ways you can actually engage. And all the information is published on the EU delegation website, the EU delegation to Ghana. But there are really opportunities for capacity building, for exchanges, for skills development, for vocational training, early stage entrepreneurship, scaling it up, business startup, financing. So I think there's a whole way. But it is not always published as specifically tailored to the blue economy sector. So whenever I think you want to apply and you want to translate your ideas into a project and into a proposal, do really carefully look at it. Look how you can really tailor it or align it with the objectives of the EU African Global Gateway initiative, and see what are the eligibility criteria, when is the deadline, how you have to frame your ideas. Is it possible that you can only, as a youth group or as an individual participate, or do you need a partnership with universities, with institutions, with business? Look at the whole value chain and really tweak it in such a way that, of course, whatever you want to produce has also a local impact. There are now, I have seen that the West African Sustainable Ocean Program, WASOP, the pilot projects will be also published in November. You need to sign up. You need to sign up to the newsletters or that you get all the information. Sometimes also you need to signal that you want actually to enter in a partnership. So in 5 minutes, I can only hop you through, but there are a lot of opportunities. Use me, write to me. I'm very happy to contribute if I can contribute, and join as well this intergenerational network, which you actually can mirror in Ghana, because there are a lot of people like me with a lot of which are retired or do work on a voluntary basis, or are still in employment and want to share their ideas with the young people. And young people, of course, I heard it before, you want to be the master. You want to co-create, and that is right. You are really at the right place when you say that. And you can achieve anything if you just believe it, that you have the capacity. But you might sometimes need the networks which the professional people can help you to enter. So I wish you really good luck. Thank you again, and whatever I can do, here I am. Thank you. I hope you could hear me.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much for that brief remark. And we are the youth. Okay, so Doctor, there is a question for you. Yes, so thank you very much. We could hear you, and we are happy that you are excited to help in any way you can with this initiative. And is there anyone with a question? Do you have a question for her? Okay, so I'm very sure that we'll reach out to you and we'll make her contact available. And please, how can we reach out to you? I mean, would you want to share your contact or an email address or something that the youth, anyone would want to?
Yes, Peter, I think Peter has it already,
All
so
right.
No problem. This can be shared.
No problem. Thank you very much, and we appreciate this opportunity. So right now, we'll move on to our next on the list. Right, so we'll call on Kelvin to help us with who will moderate the Youth Innovation Showcase for us. So please, let's give it up to Kelvin.
Thank you very much, Sedinam. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this segment, the Youth Innovation Showcase segment. I'm Kelvin Fafanyo, the Head of Communications at Blue Economic Connect, and I must say I'm happy and at the same time honored to moderate this exciting session. Standing on all established protocols, I would like to warmly welcome you once again to the youth session. And without wasting much time, in this session, we are going to have 7 presenters, and each presenter will have 3 minutes to pitch their innovations to us, after which we would open the floor for questions. Please, when it gets to the questions time, please be brief and polite as possible. After that, would award certificates and also feature the presenters on the Blue Economy Connect and the Chamber of Aquaculture Ghana on our social media platforms, and also consider some for the aquaculture startup bursary. So without wasting much time, please, let's get right into action. And to our first presenter is Mr. Ernest Darko. And Mr. Ernest Darko will be pitching an innovation titled Duckweed as an alternative protein supplement for fish feed. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Ernest Darko to the stage. Mr. Ernest. Mr. Ernest. Online. Okay. Yes, so Mr. Ernest, please, you have 3 minutes. Hello, Mr. Ernest. Mr. Ernest, can you hear us? Hello. All right, so we'll move on to the next person. Next on the list is Mr. Ato Kwamina Mensah, and Mr. Ato will be pitching an innovation titled LBH BNPL platform for aquaculture farmers. Mr. Ato, please, are you here? Ato is also online. All right. Okay. Mr. Deku Fortune. Please, Mr. Obert. Mr. Gideon. Are you Mr. Gideon? All right. So, Mr. Gideon will be pitching an innovation titled Solar-Powered Smart Water Management System for Small-Scale Aquaculture. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Gideon to the stage. Mr. Gideon, please, you have 3 minutes.
Hello, everyone. Greetings to you, distinguished judges, fellow innovators, and ladies and gentlemen. I go by the name Gideon Susu Jr., as you already heard. I'm the founder and CEO of GADV. GADV is a technology firm that is developing sustainable smart system to enhance productivity, security, and climate resilience. I'm here with my co-founder,
Esther Edu.
Please come closer. Our innovation, the solar-powered smart water management system, addresses most of the persistent challenges in aquaculture in Ghana, be it unstable power supply, high-cost power supply, and then also inefficient water management. Across Ghana and within West Africa sub-region, there is much challenges, and we seek to address this, which is the high cost of generator, which is also not good for our climate because it emits climate energy out of what we are doing. So we want to, protect our climate. We want to safeguard costs for the farmers who are into fisheries. And we want to also use AI to make sure that we are able to read the temperature, pH system, and also help in aeration. So our solution is a smart system powered by solar energy to make sure that they have the high mortality of fishes is reduced and also productivity is increased. Continue.
So the innovation project would boost the aquaculture yields by 40 to 50%, which would lower cost and also improve profitability. And also because we are using solar energy, it's going to cut down energy costs by 30%. That's what we are looking at. And also, aside that, also we are looking to create job opportunities with this project. That is for the youth, especially in terms of installation, maintenance, and also aquaculture services. Then for market and call to action, in Ghana we have over 2 million farmers currently, and many are eager to modernize their aquaculture farming, but they don't have the technologies or maybe the support they need to aid them in doing some of these things. So we would, our goal is to pilot and also scale this innovation with the help of key holders and also partners that would come on board with us to be able to expand this project so as to make these smaller farmers also get access to these technologies that will help them in terms of farming with, in terms of aquaculture, sorry. Then also to bring sustainable aquaculture within the reach of every smallholder farmer, as I said. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time and God bless you. Please, any question or we are supposed to? Okay.
Thank you very much for that inspiring presentation. Questions? Questions? Please, if you have any question for... No questions? No questions. All right, question.
So my question is, how much investment are you guys looking for? Not that I have the money to invest, but just in case someone has the money to.
How much does one need to invest?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I like to hear how much because it gives me the faith that money will come out. So we are looking about $6,000 to pilot this project so that we can buy the components, the solar systems, the erasers, all the components that we need to build this system. We need about $5,000 to $6,000. And we have it in tier 1. This is a tier 1 stage. And we are going to do this testing with the partners involved, the universities, the smallholder farmers, so that afterwards we go to the tier 2. Then we can scale up and then develop more of it. By then we have taken feedback, where our faults are, where the gaps are. We have to, close it and then also develop a better one before we can take off what larger production. Thank you very much.
Hello. Please, I want to ask that, is there a working prototype or is it still a concept?
Start. Thank you very much.
Well, I want to find out, how is yours different from the others? What are you doing differently? Because yes, funding comes, but then, yes, I heard you say some few things, but I really want to know, what is that one thing that makes yours different from the other technologies that are out there?
Thank you very much. So I think that what we are doing is going to help the small scale farmers in terms of the AI infusion that we are using. Now we are in a digital world and we can't do away with AI. So the AI embedded portion helps in the pH, because the pH helps to identify whether the water is, okay for the fishes because this is causing more mortality to these fishes. Farmers are losing high mortality, so more fishes are dying in the water because of, we don't know whether the water is from Galamsey site or even in our homes. The water that comes from our pipes is not all that okay for us. So we need to also test these things and make sure that we survive the life of the fish so that we can grow more and people can eat and get more protein. Thank you.
Right, just a follow-up on that. I am struggling to really understand, what am I looking at? Is it a mobile app? Is it the prototype? It's still in the concept phase, right? So we already know that for pH and other, there are other water quality instruments that you could use to test for pH, salinity, and all that, right? So you are bringing what exactly? You are bringing AI. Yes. I just want to understand it because I don't know if everybody understands.
I was hoping that our pitch will be projected. I have a 3D diagram of what I sent in the pitch deck, so I don't know.
Okay, so can you give me, help me
overview.
Visualize it.
So this comes from the panel, the solar panel, to the box where we have the system of AI in there, and then it comes down to the pipes and then to the water where it's going to do the reading in there. So it's going to take in all the necessary requirements that we need, the problems that we want to solve. The system is built in such a way that it can solve it, read it, and then give feedback to the farmer.
But it's solar.
Yes.
Solar is on average, solar is usually expensive. And cost of production, I hope this is not good. I just want to understand.
Yes, I know you are a graduate, and this is from a technical perspective. So
No,
I think I need to learn more from you to build it better.
No, I just want to understand.
I appreciate your questions.
Okay. So solar, I'm thinking as an average farmer, and already I'm having feed as a huge cost that I have to deal with. Plus, now I want to check the pH of my water, and I go for an AI-empowered instrument to help me with the pH, which is supposed to help me with the mortality rate, if I get what you're saying.
Correct.
How much are you, what is the average farmer supposed to pay for that?
So in terms of marketing, we are going to make a system what to do pay per use. It's not going to be just one person who can afford it. It can be a community of farmers who will come together and then use pay as you go. A system where we are going to have partners with the banks to come in to be able to mortgage this to the product for them, so that it can be affordable. Because solar, looking at solar is a long-term thing, and comparing that to our normal generators, which is also giving emission out, which is damaging our ecosystem, is going to help and save lives. Bring profit to many smallholder farmers.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have the last question for you.
Okay. As an SHS student, anytime in examination, anytime we are asked problems facing the aquaculture sector, we always make mention of lack of interest. But when you were making your presentation, you did mention of 2 million farmers. So I wanted to ask if the statistics is based on only farmers in aquaculture or farmers all around, because I want to understand something.
So we are talking about aquaculture. So these numbers you are talking about, they are projected numbers. Some of them were taken from the Ministry of Fisheries. So not entirely 200. It might be even more. 2 million. It might even be more. So I don't know your question. I don't know whether I gave the right answer to your question. No, I don't want you to nod your head, but I want you to say if I didn't answer it well, so that I can get back to you. Are you talking about the numbers that have interest or don't have interest? It's projected that the interest is growing, and the market is going to grow about $3 million in 2032. I have the website that I can share with you.
Yeah, thank you very much,
Yeah.
Mr. Ato. If you need more information on this platform, you can quickly see Mr. Ato after the session. Okay, so before we move on to the next person, there's someone has complained about missing car key, so please you can check around if there's any car key at where you are seated and just draw our attention. Okay, so the next on the list is Dennis, and Dennis will be preaching an innovation titled Echo Crab. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome Mr. Dennis. Daniel, sorry, Mr. Daniel.
Every great leap in agriculture begins with a simple question: how we can feed the growing population in a sustainable way. My name is Daniel Jechi, and I'm presenting Echo Crab, a startup in aquaculture that we are into the production of crabs and breeding as well. So this was started by a problem that we found by the inconsistency in the supply of crabs and also in the inconsistency of the pricing of crabs in Ghana here. And also, there's a research that we recently found about 20 to 30% of the crabs that are being consumed in Ghana, which contains heavy metal due to contaminated water and all that. And also, in Ghana here, the crabs that we consume is being caught in the wild, which is 95%, and just the 5% that we being imported, we spent about $200 million on that. So imagine just the 5% that we are being imported, we are spending $200 million on that. So imagine how much is going to be increased in the next years to come. So this is where our solution came in, the Echo Crab, to create a sustainable way of farming crabs and also making it affordable for everyone to get crabs to consume as well. So our business model is through the crab sales and also making it into animal feed. And we hope to contribute to the SDG goals 1, 2, 3, 13, 12, and 14 as well, 9, including 9. So this is simply what Echo Crab does, and we hope we're open to partnerships and collaborators who will come on board to support us. Thank you.
Daniel, right? Thank you very much, Mr. Daniel. Questions? Just two.
Please, what exactly is the innovation about? Is it about selling of crabs or encouraging people to go into crab farming?
The innovation is one. Crab farming is something that has not been done in Ghana here. We are the first startup for a company to produce crabs in Ghana here. And we are also making a way to ensure all year one production through the smart systems or monitoring systems as well. So that's the innovation that I can tell you about. That's the first startup to start or farm crabs in Ghana here. And also ensure all year one production.
All right, second question.
Do you understand? You still don't understand?
Oh, okay. So I want to say something because we were talking about eco crab, like production of crab, and I feel that the demand for crab in the country here is not that high. Per my statistics, it's not that high. So as a farmer or someone producing or someone buying from you, like what will be my real gain, and why should I try to buy crab, or what will be the end product of the crab that will give me more gain?
So I respect your your research that I've done that people don't consume crab, so it's not demanding. But per our research, at which the size was projected, we did the market survey. We first saw this problem in a publication from Joy News in 2013, where they stated about importation of crabs and demand for crabs. That urged us to go into the research of crabs. So with our research and market research, we didn't just research on the media, or we actually went on grounds to do a grounds work. So we actually have data and know what we are saying, and there's high demand for that. And we actually not targeting everyone. We have our target market. So there's high demand for crabs, and know how we are also into the crabs.
Thank you very much, Mr. Daniel.
So it's essentially crab farming. So what type of production system do you intend to use? Also, what are the pros and cons? How are you intending to handle waste management? And most importantly, what is the cost of production with a specific culture system that you want to use? And if you are to encourage other farmers to do that, are they going to get their money at the end of the entire production season when they sell their produce? Are they going to make enough profit?
So I'll start from the last question. Asking about if someone was going to crab production. Since we are the first to produce, we are currently in partnership with Crabs Alive, which is a company from Kenya. So we are currently on our pilot project in KNUST, Aquaculture Department. So it's not something that we have commercialized now. We are yet to commercialize it. Yeah, so we can't boldly tell you that when you go inside, but per our statistics and the importation rate and all that is really a lucrative business that everyone can venture into. And with how to go about the waste management, that's why we're using the RAS system, the recirculating aquaculture system. And crabs does not produce much waste compared to tilapia and catfish and all that. When you check their nitrite and nitrates and all that, yes. So we're going to use that recirculating aquaculture system to reduce waste management.
Please, are you okay? Because of time, because of time, we would have to put a stop to the questions here and then move on to the next presenter. Okay, so Mr. Gode, our CEO and the co-founder, will quickly take us through the rest of the presentations. Thank you.
Yeah. Hello. Unfortunately for those even online, because we could not really project or show the slides, we cannot give the chance to them to present. Unfortunately, there were some other fascinating. Oh, okay. So I was just informed that there's one more here. So Blue Mind Cycles, one that myself I'm very particularly excited about. So give it up to him.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. So my name is Jim Nicholas. I'm a graduate from University of Ghana, and I'm here with Obed, who is a mental health advocate. And I also work with Second Life, which is a Berlin-based NGO that focuses on coastal cleanup. But today we are here to talk about Blue Mind Circles, which is an innovation that we believe would really impact the life of people living in the coastal areas. One of the growing terms in the environmental space is what we call ecological grief. What is this about? It's a grief, mourning, and stress that comes with you knowing that the ecosystem or the environment is affecting you negatively, but you cannot do anything about it. An example is a fish farmer knowing that the coastal reefs is dwindling or reducing, and that is causing the volume of fishes that they catch annually to dwindle. That is something they cannot do anything about. And at the core of this issue is climate change, which we are all aware about. How is climate change impacting these people? It is impacting them through coastal erosion, loss of lands, amidst others. And these coastal people are people who depend heavily on fishing as a source of livelihood. So if climate change is causing all these problems to them, it often leaves them with stress, mental health stress, and all of that. And a statistic that we found from WHO in 2022 is that in Ghana, 1 out of 4 of every Ghanaian experiences a mental health condition. Now, worst of it all is that 85% of these people do not get the prerequisite treatment that they need. And from our research, it is very rare and serious among people living at the banks and living in the coastal areas. And this is because they depend on the fishes and as a form of livelihood, so it leads to unstable source of income, thinking about how their walls are going to be catered for and all of that. So the youth on the other side are also losing their creativity. So we thought of a solution. Why not bring something that will seek to combat these mental health challenges among these people? And we also know how rich in culture these people are. especially the people living in Keta, Elmina, and along the shores of the coast. They are very rich in culture. Here of their periodic festival. So we thought of a way of using their own language to preach the issue of mental health challenges among them. So we introduced to you what we call Blue Mind Circles. So Blue Mind Circle is a portable art-based healing module that actually brings the mental health to the water and to the shores of these people living in the coastal areas. How do we do this? We bring the mental health advocacy to them through their schools and all of that. And we do that in 3 layers. One, using spoken word, because these people are very rich in culture. So we believe that by tapping into the language that they are already aware of, we can communicate our idea to them clearly in a much more succinct way. And through rhythms and drumming, and also putting together the youths who are very ambitious and care deep enough about their environment, we believe that it will be a very sustainable way to preach the issue of mental health to them. And we do this in 3 layers. One, which is using the artistic expression, which is open heart. And this, we use creative activities like gathering them at the beach, engaging in exercises like sketching and all of that, to use that forum to introduce to them the issue and how mental health is very necessary. And also, as I mentioned earlier, we use the group reflection. The second one is the collective healing. We believe that by bringing them together, each of them sharing their difficulties, we perceive that they are not the only people going through, others are also going through, and we believe that when we bring them together, we all find a collaborative, sustainable solution to this issue. And then lastly, which is using what we call the psychological anchoring. So each session actually ends with a mental health advocacy and me talking to them about the need of that. And we believe that it is not just, we don't need a big setup to do it, it's just people, art, and storytelling. It will bring forth the healing that we want to know about. Now, our vision is to actually build a resilient youth in aquaculture and fishing community through accessible, cultural-rooted mental health advocacy. And our mission is to normalize mental health conversation, which would then go on to reduce the stigma that actually come with it, and also equip the young people with the right knowledge that they need to go about this. And our impact in the next 3 years, what we are looking at is to rate more than 5,000 coastal youth settlers and also train 100 wellness anchors, because we also believe that by teaching the people what they need to know, because if I'm from the coastal area and I've been trained, I know the people around me and I know the right way to communicate to them. So this is all Blue Mind Circle is about. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Obed. Any questions? Where's the other mic?
Yeah, thank you very much. I like your idea. Can you hear me? Yes. Yeah, I mean, recently I went to the Western region, the hunters to collect data on MPA. And then I asked them about their mental health. Almost all of them told me they go through that. But then it's something normal with our culture. They have no one to talk to about. So it's a very good, but I would suggest before the whole initiative, carry out your project, right? Ask them, so what if we create a common grounds for us to come together, talk about it, and see their responses. If it's positive and high, you know what I'm talking about, just descriptive, then you go ahead with it. Yeah, before you go to them. If not,
thank you very much for that. Our culture
don't mind you.
Thank you very much. Please, I know it's business. How do you make money? Probably you might have mentioned that, but how do you make money from that?
So we are currently piloting as an NGO, and we actually seek funds through partnership with mental health focused and coastal area blue economy focused organizations to partner with them to provide the necessary resources we need to go about this activity. Right now we're in a business focus. Yes, please. Social impact.
Okay, so in a nutshell, can you please summarize the service you are providing and how it is to help or improve the aquaculture sector?
All right, so we believe that the people who are very dominant in the aquaculture space are the workforce, because without them, there will not be anything like a blue economy. And if these people are battling with these mental health issues, which they are much more afraid to communicate it out, and in our part of the world, we think that mental health is like something that Gen Zs have, should I say, created or something. We don't really pay much attention to this. We believe that by preaching the need to get healing and also engaging them in these particular exercises, it would really enrich them and also introduce to them the need to get healing through that.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. You're talking about the effect of climatic change on the coastal areas and other places, which is bringing mental stress to the inhabitants. But I know that climatic change is not only affecting the coastal areas. What brings to mind about the issue on the coastal areas other than the other parts of the country where climatic change is actually affecting everybody?
Okay, so one thing we also looked at is how we know we are all experiencing the effects, the dire effects of climate change, and we see it as an existential risk. But in our part of the world, where we really see the effects is through the shores of the coast, right? And I think not many years ago, we heard of the flood, the coastal flood at some of the eastern parts of the country. So we believe that by focusing there first, we seek to address the challenge before finally scaling up to other areas that need the attention also.
Hello. Okay, hello. Yeah, this is a very interesting topic, and I think this is the first time I'm hearing this. Someone concerned about the welfare of the fisher folks. Oftentimes, it's not mentioned. You made mention of using visual. What did you say? Visual. What?
So how we seek to do is that by tapping into the culture of these people engage in, they have some nice and interesting way of celebrating their culture. So we are tapping into that same culture to communicate our idea to them.
Okay, so what came to mind was, there's already an existing art festival, like Chaluote and the likes, and they would like to extend their reach to other coastal communities. So I think, as you said, you're looking for partners and all that. If you can reach out to Chaluote, they already have the platform for artists, and then visual artists, and then musical artists. So
Thank you very much.
Together and then see how best you can push your work.
Thank you very much.
That wasn't your question, right? It wasn't your question.
I'd begin by saying that mental health is a very important topic that we don't speak about as much in Ghana, so I commend you for taking this step. However, when you were introducing your idea, you made mention of climate change, coral reefs, and all that. However, the effects of climate change are exacerbated as a result of our actions. I've joined beach cleanup exercises where we've been to those same beaches over and over again, and every time we go back to the same plastics and all those deaths at the beaches. So do you have anything in place where you would preach the effects of their activities as well? Because some of them do not use the proper or the legal fishing methods. They use the dynamite fishing, light fishing, all those other things, and it's also increasing the effects that we see. So do you have anything in place to talk about that while you are also addressing the mental health issues?
Thank you very much for your question. Yes, so as I said, it's a learning space where we get to know their problem, and also how the resource personnel that we are bringing on board are also going to speak to them. So we seek to incorporate better practices that they themselves can also do to ensure that nobody suffers from this particular thing. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Hello. Yeah, so due to time, we have to move fast. Thank you very much. Let's give it up to him. It was 7 selections, but some people are joining online. Unfortunately, they could not present. But we had, duck weed as an alternative protein. Somebody doing canning for shrimp, and somebody actually also using GIS to monitor the tides at the coast, and even locate and mobilize to monitor the breeding grounds and all of that. And then we develop them into productive aquaculture systems. And there is a way to regulate the tides using certain systems. And I was very excited about some of these things. Somebody is also providing a platform to, mobilize the value chain actors and then provide financial help. There is a lot of exciting things we missed, but what we can do is that since all of you are following Blue Economy Connect now, one thing we want to do is to give the opportunity, perhaps provide visibility, right? So through our pages and then the Chambers page, we are going to present all these ideas there. But quickly, we would like to give the chance to Mr. Caesar from the FAO so that he can quickly give us his comments. So let's give it up to him.
Good evening, everyone. I wasn't ready to speak to you, so we will make it work. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Caesar Vule. I am the Africa Regional Youth Employment Specialist for the FAO. And it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you to all the innovators who have presented today. I think that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. And so it's important to treasure, the ideas that you have. In my role, I engage with many young people across the Africa region who have many ideas, right? And so the question is then, what distinguishes those who go on to achieve success with their ideas versus those who don't? And it's a question I wanted to ask the different teams as they were presenting, which is, what is your personal connection to the matter, right? If you have a personal connection, for example, especially the third group that presented, I believe, as somebody asked, how are you going to make money? It's not a business idea, which means that you must have other forms of motivation to keep going when things get difficult. And it's true for every other idea that was presented. At FAO, we do a lot of capacity building. We're a technical assistance agency, and our work is to build capacity for people who are interested in different areas of agriculture, including aquaculture, to be able to have the skills, but also the network and the resources to develop your ideas. I will share my contact. I'm happy to stay in touch and connect you with some of the resources. But for each of you as well, it's important to grow your skills. I talk about 3 C's in leadership, and you are all innovation leaders at this point. There's character, there's competence, there's charisma. Okay, in order of importance, as far as I'm concerned, character comes first, right? If you have the right character, no matter what the idea is, you will see it through. You will have discipline, you will have a curious mind, you'll be teachable, you'll be humble enough to seek mentorship and whatever it takes to get there. So character comes first. Competence comes second. Great ideas are not built in the sky. You have to learn. You have to apply yourself to learning. You have to acquire the skills that are necessary. Most importantly, you have to try. Competence is built by trying. You don't get confidence from thinking about things. You build confidence from trying them out. And you fail and you try again. And then there's charisma. You have to convince people to believe in your idea. You have to convince people, each of you who have an idea, you have to sell it to someone, right? Even the people who the thing is free, they don't have to pay for the mental health support. Even them, you have to convince them to listen to you. So you also have to build charisma along the line. So character, competence, charisma, and then FAO will come alongside to give you some technical support in terms of skills. And hopefully you will all be able to achieve some success. So thank you for having me, and please do stay in touch. There's a question?
the FAO, some form of support. So simply, we can do that through Blue Economy Connect, I'm sure. So what would you do to,
Okay, so as I said, my work is regionally focused, right? So which means I'm not only focused on working in Ghana. So I'll answer this question in two ways. At the regional level, we have what we call the African Youth Agripreneurs Platform. The website is ayaplatform.org. It's a network of agri-entrepreneurs across the African continent who provide support one to another, so peer-to-peer mentorship to either ideate or to bring ideas to life or to scale existing ideas. There's a WhatsApp, channel, right, where opportunities are also posted for all young people across the continent to access. So that's at a regional level. At the national level, we often organize training programs that sometimes are accompanied with small grants. So I'll give you two examples. Just this year, I'm trying to think of the month, we're trying to wrap up this project. We did a training in partnership with the CSIR Animal Research Institute for young people in poultry and micro livestock. And following that, 6 people, I think, received $1,000 grants to be able to start or scale something or pilot something. We've just finished, related to aquaculture, what we call the multi-stakeholder dialogue in aquaculture and livestock in the Volta region last month, where we delivered 3 master classes to young people who are interested in this space, focused on access to finance and market, agribusiness development, and value addition. So these are some of the direct things we do. For you specifically as young entrepreneurs or students, I think it's important to just follow FAO's different channels. We organize trainings throughout the year. You apply to be a part of it. Hopefully you're selected, and then you receive either technical support or grant funding. I hope that answers your question.
Sure. Thank you very much. Let's give it up to him. All right, so quickly, we also have for the entrepreneurship development space, we all know Cosmos Innovation Center, right? The KSC. And one of our co-founders, Frank, with Aquamet, who was just the runner-up for the Royal Engineering Prize Award for Africa, actually. So one of the co-founders of Blue Economy Connect is Frank Owusu, and he went through the KIC program, actually, with his idea, the Aquamet idea, and then got it to that level. And I also know that he's partnering with the FAO to provide the product for over 1,000 farmers. So these are some of the amazing opportunities there for you. So we have here the program manager for the KIC with us. So Ato, let's give it up for Ato as he gives us his...
Okay, thank you very much, Gode. So I'll start by saying, Aho. Okay, some people know the response. Great. So my name is Atuel Zanapia. I'm at the Cosmos Innovation Center as the Entrepreneurship Development Specialist. I want to start by asking, Gode just mentioned about Frank and Aquamet. Please, who here knows about Aquamet already? Raise your hand. I want to do a percentage. Okay, so less than half. Okay. Yes, so thanks for mentioning that Aquamet was one of the finalists at the Africa Prize, which just happened in Senegal. I don't know if... so I was going to mention that, so thanks for mentioning that. Please, can we give a round of applause for Aquamet? So they are doing really well as a startup in the space. So they focus a lot on water quality. So basically the problem that they try to solve or are solving is a lot of fish farmers, they get very bad yields because of the quality of the water that they use. So they've come up with a device that fish farmers can use to test the quality of their water, and then based on the results, they actually give recommendations. So it's not just coming up with an app or we just tie to a device and then you know what your measurements are, but they actually based on the results, they'll give you recommendations on what to do to improve your water. So Aquamet emerged from the Cosmos Innovation Center's Agri-Tech Challenge program, which I manage. So every year we have a number of people that we train to be entrepreneurs, and they are part of startups, and at the end of every year we award funding to a number of startups. So I think Aquamet, probably got maybe $40,000 in seed funding from us. So we don't give the money to them as soon as they win it. We give it to them over a period of time to actually help guide what they are working on and different milestones. So as they make different progress, or as they get traction and different achievements in their program, we disperse more money to them. We also have another business. I understand they are exhibiting downstairs, AgriMecab. Has anyone seen AgriMecab since they've been here? Great. So AgriMecab is also a startup that came through our program, the cohort that ended in 2022. And they are doing something very innovative. So they leverage food waste. So they take food waste and then they go through a process leveraging something called black soldier fly, and they come up with insect larvae. So they use this food waste to come up with fish feed. So this fish feed has all the nutrients that the fish need. They've also played in the poultry space as well. So they're also doing quite well, selling a lot to different people in the space. So these are businesses that are actually thriving and are making money. Okay. Then we also have Agro Empire, which is from our 2023 cohorts. They are in the snail space. So we've heard about Echo Crab. So they come up with lots of products, snail products that people can use. So it could be like snails in stews that are ready to eat. It could be snails that you can keep in the freezer for a long time before you eat. And they've also been leveraging snail byproducts to make cosmetic products. So creams, there's also something called snail slime. I don't know if a lot of you know about it, but slime is also something that can be used for lots of products as well. So these are some businesses that we've supported in the past. I saw Ocean's Seafood Mall. I saw their banner downstairs. So Caroline, who leads this business, was part of a KIC business called Profish. And what Ocean's Seafood Mall does is they're in the seafood supply chain. And I think they are doing really, really well as well. So sometimes it's not just about, and I think we've talked about this, not just about the production. You can also make a lot of money in the downstream side, right? So looking at supply, marketing and distribution, etc. So we also have a few startups like Solar Smoke Pro and Ajinkwa, which are into smoking of fish. So these are also opportunities that people can work on. So, there are so many ideas, but it's always important to notice that your idea won't work until you have customers who are willing to pay. So if you're not getting customers who are willing to pay, I think you have to shelve the idea and get something better that people are actually willing to pay. So there are a few things that I think people can also do that might not be so innovative, but you can also do in this space. So you can look at cold store technologies. So there are lots of cold stores in Ghana, but how can we improve the cold stores that people use so that they can make the most out of it? We talked about hydroponics, so leveraging that to grow. And then even fish ponds. So some people build fish ponds to do, rare fish in their homes or in their neighborhoods. You can also provide services where you help people build better fish ponds. And then you can also leverage off-the-shelf solutions. So there might be certain solutions that have been built elsewhere. You can just bring those solutions into the market and then be an authority that helps people buy better solutions. It doesn't have to always be us building the hardware. We can also bring in hardware that has been built elsewhere and help people to be able to use them. And then I think also water filtration. So where I live, we use a borehole and we've always had issues with salt in our water. So people's washing machines are getting spoiled because there's so much salt. So we've heard a lot about reverse osmosis. what can we do around reverse osmosis to get people cheaper options, right, to do better water filtration. So these are just a few things that I think we can look at. You can always look for Cosmos Innovation Center on kicghana.org is our website. And I'll also be here when we are done. I'll be happy to network with most of you. I think someone mentioned, the mental health people mentioned Elmina. I'm from Elmina. So if you're from Elmina, come and see me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think this just tells us that there are a lot of opportunities, right? So we can venture in. Please come up, and you know the support is here for you. Somebody smoking fish gets the support. So you might have a better idea, but if you don't brand it and approach the right people, so that's what we also try to do. By bringing you the right people, easy to connect with them if you have an idea. I would be very happy to see some ideas from the high schoolers. Everyone will be really happy. We would support you. Thank you very much. So we would move on quickly. We'll have about a minute of youth declaration. Just a minute of youth declaration from Esther. So Esther, let's give it up for Esther. Just to brief you quickly, the youth declaration, as I mentioned earlier, we sent out the call or the form for you to put your ideas, the things that are annoying you, perhaps I can say that, and then your priorities for the sector. How can we transform the sector? So these are captured in the youth declaration. And remember, these are going straight to the stakeholders, and we would follow up on this. So please also wait and network with these people. Caesar is the youth employment specialist at FAO, right? So you don't know. You might have a good chance. Esther.
Thank you so much, Gode. Good evening, everyone. My name is Esther Yaira Voklia. I'm a marine engineer and a seafarer by profession. And I'm also the co-lead for Community, Environmental, and Capacity Building team of the Blue Economy Connect. I'm here to present the youth declaration. So as Gode said, this is not just one person sitting down to draft this. This is a response from all the youth in aquaculture and beyond to bring together their voice on what they expect or how they want to be included in aquaculture in Ghana. Distinguished guest partners and fellow change makers, we, the youth of Ghana, united under the Blue Economy Connect, stand together with a shared purpose to transform aquaculture into a force for sustainability, innovation, and inclusion. Aquaculture is more than fish farming. It's about creating livelihood, ensuring food security, and protecting our environment. Despite our passion, we continue to face real barriers, limited access to finance, training, and markets, unstable prices, and the growing threat of pollution and climate change. Yet, these challenges inspire us to take action, not retreat. Our vision is built on 3 pillars: advocacy, action, and empowerment. Through advocacy, we call for youth inclusion in national aquaculture and climate policies, ensuring our voices help shape decisions that affect our future. Through action, we propose a national youth aquaculture fund for support, training, mentorship, and innovation hubs that drive youth-led enterprises. Through empowerment, we demand equal representation, including gender quotas and leadership opportunities for women, marginalized groups, and persons with disabilities, while promoting climate-smart and research-driven practices. As we look toward 2025 and beyond, we urge the greater access for finance, stronger educational integration, and restoration for our water bodies to secure sustainable production. We are not merely calling for change, we are committing to lead. Together with government, industry, and academia, civil society, we pledge to build Ghana where aquaculture provides jobs, protects ecosystems, and empowers the next generation to thrive. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So, due to time, we are having the last part, and it is the panel session. But we'll make sure that we we had the original questions we had were a number of them, we are cutting it to just 1 or 2 questions. And we give you the chance to ask the panelists questions. So for the panel session, Calvin, Josephine, are you here? Hello, Josephine. All right. So Josephine, please take over for the panel session. For our panelists, we have Ato is still a panelist, so Ato will be joining us. But the other panelists, Sarah and Proskovia, are joining us online. Please check if we can hear them speak. So please, Ato, we can move the. It's not. Hopefully the people who are online can speak. Otherwise, I guess all the pressure goes to Ato. Then.
Hi, can you hear me?
I forgot to mention that today we have Blue Economy Connect. I'm also from Blue Magic, a proud other day. Oh yeah, I know we lost, but it doesn't matter that we lost. Every day we are so proud.
Yes, so we are going to make this very brief. I think Ato has already introduced himself. Please, those online, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Please, is this Proskovia?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. So, can you introduce yourself in just about 30 seconds?
Should I start? Okay. So my name is Sara Bonilla. I am a doctoral fellow at Warfish, Kenya, and I work on gender equality and social inclusion.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, Proskovia. So, that's Sarah. Okay. That's Sarah, Dr. Sarah Anariba. She introduced herself. She's into gender equity, mainly in aquaculture. So, Proskovia, please, can you introduce yourself?
Thank you. Yeah, so I am Proskovia Alando from Kenya. I'm the founder of Samaki Hub, and the main goal of Samaki Hub is to empower women and youth in aquaculture in Africa. We do this through 3 ways. Number 1, through communication, where we interview the farmers, write stories about them to give them visibility. Number 2, through advocacy. We've done a lot of advocacy for policy reforms in aquaculture, both locally and internationally. And then number 3, we partner with other institutions to run programs that support entrepreneurs in the blue economy. So this can be VC firms or companies or institutions that run accelerations, incubations, for instance, MTI investment that I'm currently working with. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Proskovia, for the introduction. I think Ato has already introduced himself. Yes, we really appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming. So,
you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. We'll move straight to the discussion. We'll keep it very brief. So, to Proskovia, your work is on aquaculture, mainly storytelling and enterprise support. So, would we, the youth, would want to know what inspired your whole work, and then what is the one key factor that has shaped your journey throughout?
Thank you so much for that question. I will try to summarize it, but please stop me if I just keep talking, because sometimes we just talk without stopping. So the main reason, or the main idea that I had with Samaki Hub was actually to be a fish farmer myself. I wanted to farm fish initially, But then I realized quite early that it was quite an expensive business to start. And then there were so many barriers for me as a woman, number one, and then as a youth in the industry in Africa. So these barriers led me to try and find an alternative, because I noticed that if I'm facing all these challenges, there are other women and youth in the same space facing the same challenges. So I decided to convert my idea from a business farming initial idea to actually working to bridge the gaps between the aquaculture sector. And by bridging the gaps, the goal was to ensure that the women and youth received the necessary support that would help them establish their business properly. So Samaki have very much transformed from an initial idea of fish farming to actually a company that works to provide technical capacity and also program implementation. We work with diverse stakeholders across the aquaculture value chain and the blue economy as a whole. On the production side, we work with fish farmers, but we also work with input suppliers, we work with government, we work with research institutions, we also work with banks. For instance, last month, we actually partnered with an insurance provider to launch the first ever aquaculture insurance product in Kenya. And this is going to actually change the tone of the industry, because we know that mostly in Africa or in aquaculture, there's so much, I would say investors really fear to invest in the sector because it's a highly risky business. But then when insurance comes in, it's going to standardize the sector. So these are some of the things that we're trying to do to make the industry more accessible to young women, linking them with the necessary support.
Thank you very much, Proscovia. We appreciate it. So now we know her journey, how she started. It was more like a self-motivation. She identified a gap and she has worked her way to fill that gap. So that is what I would encourage all of you to do. If you want to go somewhere, you have to make the difference. Yeah. So to Dr. Anariba, we'd want to know that you are into gender and marine governance. So how do we ensure that aquaculture development is inclusive, especially for women and the youth? Please, did you get my question? Please, can you unmute yourself?
Sorry. Thank you for the question. Sorry. Yeah, I think there are many pathways, and one of the pathways Proscovia just shared it with us, that is providing the support services that women and youth requires to engage, to benefit, and to make decisions within this blue economy sector. And in Warfish, we have 6. I will share briefly most of them. So we start with governance, questioning who gets to decide. And as Warfish, we start with community assessments, to using participatory tools to engage men, women, young women, and understand their priorities, so that we can integrate that in the governance structures and design. We also recommend that it's not enough just having seat on the table for men and for women and youth, but also provide them the tools, the knowledge, and the power to make decisions. So it's not just counting how many men, how many women, and how many youth are in leadership roles, but how many of them actually can influence decision making. And then the second pathway is remove structural barriers to entry in the sector. So that means secure access to productive assets and capital. By that we mean like simplifying tenure or licensing processes, fast-tracking permits for women and youth groups, reduce risk in terms of financing products with blend finance or saving groups, flexible collaterals, and provide, when possible, startup packages. Like it can be technologies bundled with trainings, or these support services that Proskovia was talking about. In terms of the knowledge gap, especially with women and youth, there is a connection between the lack of technical knowledge with the lack of self-confidence to uptake roles in aquaculture. So our recommendations go in the direction of scheduled trainings around market and school hours, provide childcare, transport, and per diems, tailor the knowledge that we are transferring to the needs, the specific needs of women and youth, offer modular and skill-based training. Like for example, with women, we need to start from zero in terms of like swimming lessons, safety, and different knowledge gaps that they face. And one of the big components of the work that we are doing is providing experiential hands-on activities, and that's it, like having demonstration hubs and connecting older women with young women that have more experience, already knows the systems and the sector.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Anariba. We really appreciate your feedback. Now, a follow-up question to Ato. Dr. Anariba talked about the difficulty in accessing capital, especially for women. What is your take on that? How does the youth get access to this capital?
Okay. So, I think in Ghana, we don't have a lot of investors, a lot of people who have money, disposable income, who want to invest in startups. So that's something that we all need to understand. So for me, I think it's more important that we think about mentorship than think about funding. Because if you are trying to build an idea and bring it to the market, it's not always that you need someone to give you money to build it. But sometimes you can just build one product, sell it, right? Because I talked about customers. If you can't sell it, no one will give you money anyway to invest in your business. So I think sometimes we have to think about our reality and think about building something that we can sell and make money. Because once you sell that one thing and you make some profit, and then you build another one and you sell it, you can continue to grow whilst waiting for money. So normally you always have to start with, people say, family, friends, and fools. So family members can give you money, friends can give you money, fools can also give you money, right? Because you can even think of it in a positive way, that sometimes you can fool someone to give you money even when you've not built something well. So I think we have to really think about that. But I mean, for organizations like KIC and others, we give funding to promising ideas and startups that we think would work. So it's not just about your idea, right? You can do your research. You can have 10 people tell you that they are interested in buying it. But once you have the product in front of them and getting the money is very difficult. So we look at innovative and commercially viable ideas that we think would actually work. And it's also competitive. We don't give money to just everybody. So the business that I talked about, they actually went through a process where they competed with other ideas that we thought were not very bankable and we didn't invest in. But sometimes some ideas take time. So within our program is 1 year. Maybe in 6 months it's difficult to prove that it will be commercially viable. Maybe it might take 2 years, it might take 3 years, it might take 4 years. So you also really need the passion and the commitment to work on it, right? So even if at a point you are working on it and it's not doing really well, maybe it will take time. So we've seen different entrepreneurs who we didn't fund, who have ended up becoming more successful than the ones we funded because they took their time to work on it, and after some time it worked, right? So I don't know if that addresses your question.
Yes, it does, but I do have a follow-up question on that. We can see that we have high schoolers here, and they would want to start something. So are there opportunities there for them as well?
So the high schoolers in the room, if you can't get your fellow high schoolers to buy your idea, I'm not interested. Okay, so I think we always have to look at, because sometimes we talk about innovation and people build something that is innovative. It is cool. I don't think we should worry about building things that are cool. We should worry about building things that people would use and will pay for. So if you can't, so sometimes it's not about building something that is so cool. Like I've heard about AI. I mean, AI is cool. We all talk about AI. But if you can build just something interesting that someone around you would pay for me, that's a lot more important than building something that is cool that will never see the light of day.
Yeah, that's very true. Thank you very much. And he's actually very right. And you can apply this everywhere. It doesn't matter the field that you are in, but you can just apply it everywhere. I think we saw the presentation on mental health. That was so innovative and it was really good. I mean, it doesn't matter anywhere that you are. There's application everywhere. Just be creative and I'm sure you can bring something out. Okay, so to all our panelists, we want to know that want to know the importance of volunteering and then mentorship and how that has shaped your career. We want to know so that we can learn from it and it can also help us to shape our career. So Atu, you can go first.
I think in Ghana we see ladies first. Let's hear from our Kenyans and I'll add later.
Okay. Dr. Sarah? Yes.
Yeah, I think one of the easy hanging fruits for youth is partnering with mentors. Everyone builds their career based on who you connect with, who you work with, and who is advising you. Not only in professional decisions, but also at the personal level. So trying to connect with those people that inspire you, to connect with people that has resources that can support your growth, I think is very important. And in terms of like the communities that we are working with and the youth that we are trying to support, that is one of the components that we prioritize, like this exchange of knowledge between countries, within countries, and identifying these role models that exist. Maybe they are not the majority, especially with youth. There are not so many youth already engaged and succeeding in the sector, but they are starting. And everywhere that I go, where there is a youth session, for example, and we hear the stories of entrepreneurs, youth entrepreneurs in the aquatic food systems, they start from zero. They start like with this curiosity, this desire of overcoming challenges, and also to achieve their dreams and their hopes. So there is a long path, and you will face many barriers, many challenges, particularly with capital and assets. But knowledge is a big asset, and also social networks, connecting with people, with NGOs, with projects, with governments. Build your network and try to identify those people in the sector and in your community that has the knowledge experience and learn from them. And I think, yeah, like my first job was as a volunteer, because you need to build that experience.
Yes.
And most of the time, people don't trust you from the beginning. So that's my advice. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. So, Poscovia, would you like to say something in just a minute?
Yes, thank you. I think I'll just say volunteering, number one, has helped me build skills, which are very key that I use today. Number two, mentorship has helped me have the courage to actually move about and run my business, and also interact with the key people in the industry. And it also builds credibility, because I get expert advice from people who have done it before. And in addition to all this, of course, there's the networks that are coming out of all this. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the input, Ato.
Okay, so for volunteerism, you have to think about soft skills. So a lot of the times, people are really smart. They know how to do certain things. You're doing very well in school. But volunteerism gives you the opportunity to work with people, learn how to do teamwork, learn how to solve problems, and build different experiences that can help you solve problems that you're not studying in school. For mentorship, a lot of the times when we think about mentors, we think about people that we see doing something somewhere. And a lot of the times they're not accessible to us. Sometimes we just need to ask the right questions to the people who are accessible to us. So our teachers, our lecturers, our parents, people in different communities. And then you will see that you can get mentorship from them. I'll do a quick plug about Ghana Think Foundation. So we run something called bar camps around the country. You can just look up Bar Camp Ghana on social media, or Junior Camp Ghana for those who are in high schools. And a lot of the times, you might meet someone who is trying to mentor you. And mentors are not there to give you all the answers. Sometimes they just ask you the questions to help you think through the things that you're not really thinking about. So we need to become more curious. We want to be cool, we want to be creative, but we have to become more curious and ask the right questions to people. And if you ask those questions and they can't get you answers, that's why they are mentors. They can point you to another place where you can get the answers, or point you to other people that you can talk to.
Yeah, thank you very much. So you have to put yourself out there. So a quick announcement: we'll be having the food festival. So please don't leave yet. Wait, connect, build network. This is just a starting point. So if you leave, you lose it. This is how you volunteer and get the mentorship that you want. If you want to get rich, you start from here. Okay. So the last question, actually, that will be the final remarks from our panelists. So any advice for us?
Okay.
In just a minute, please.
I know in today's day and age, a lot of us consume a lot of things on social media. So think about what you post on your social media. If I came to look at your Facebook page or your Twitter account or Instagram, what would I learn about you? Okay, so I think we need to use our social media to talk more about some of the things that we are doing, we are interested in. You can actually build some influence from there, right? If your passion is Kuma wood, post about Kuma wood. One day someone will be looking for someone to do a review on a Kuma wood movie, and they'll come to you. So let's use our social media to do more for ourselves and talk about the things that we are interested in. So more of them to everyone. Thank you.
Yes. Particularly to Poscovia, please, for you, your question will be on the MTI. So we know that your work is centered on MTI investment. Can you tell us very briefly, do you see the grounds for collaboration with Ghanaian youth in aquaculture? And then does MTI envision supporting Ghanaians startups?
Yes, thank you very much. That's a really great question. Currently at MTI Investment, our current focus is in East Africa, where we have supported several startups in the Blue Economy Ventures through the Elevate Blue program. While at the moment there are no immediate plans for expansion into West Africa, there is a genuine interest in cross-learning and collaboration across regions. And I think Godi already met with Anton. He will share with you about that and how that went. So I see real potential for partnership through knowledge exchange, mentorship, and youth engagement initiatives, which can link Ghanaian and East African entrepreneurs. So while investment expansion would depend on strategic priorities, I would say that the spirit of collaboration is very much alive.
Yeah.
I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, thank you very much. So you can actually speak to Proscovia if you want those kind of opportunities. They are available for you. To Dr. Sarah, BC heard that World Fish may expand in West Africa. So we would like to know, how can the youth of Ghana position themselves and benefit from this?
Yes, there are plans to expand generally in Africa. It's Africa and West Africa. And well, one of our aquaculture programs here in East Africa is integrated multi-trophic aquaculture, and we are investing resources to reach particularly women and youth. So as the first panelist said, check our websites, not only ours, but other NGOs and cooperation agencies. This is the youth decade. There are many calls for seed funding, partnerships, calls for proposals, and it has different levels, individual projects or initiatives or groups or community. So take leadership, write your dreams down. Doesn't have to be like a long proposal. It can be just 2 pages of your dreams and the things that you want to achieve. Have clear path, the steps that you plan to follow. Reach out. There are many people, like the first panelist said, looking for youth that already has a base, a group that is organized, that trusts each other, that has certain rules. So if you are ahead in the game, we will definitely end working with you. Like that's how we started here in Kenya, with groups that were already there, that they have a plan, and it was easier for us to provide the support. Most of the times, especially if we don't know the context, we will work with efforts that are already in place. So don't wait to have too much money, too much resources. Start with little initiatives and then grow from there. Try to partner with the government, the local government. Not all the times institutions have resources like money or funds, but has other kind of support. So take advantage of that. And engage in policy forums, and any of these projects that comes to the community. Sometimes we just invite adults, but you can be there and raise your voices. I think that's my advice.
Yes, thank you very much. So what I took from it is that I have to prepare my proposal. Just 2 pages, tell them what you want to do, how innovative you can be, and just send it to them. They will look at it and help you in any way that they can. Yes, so now the floor is open for questions. Any questions for the panelists? Yes.
So thank you very much for the presentation. So my question is how you said that most investors.
Could you kindly just mention your name?
Donko. Yes, the unwillingness of investors to invest in startups. So I want to know, how do we create the enabling environment for investors to invest into startups? Because they are investing in other countries. Take US, take Britain, Europe. They are investing. How come in Africa and in Ghana they are unwilling to invest? Yes.
Okay. So we have to help them make more money. If you help them make more money, they would have extra money apart from the UK investment and Ghana, US investments, and invest here. But you see, I mean, anyone who invests, and if you're in the same position, you might do similar. They look at their returns on investment, right? So if they will get better returns, if they believe, or people have shown them that they will get better returns investing in the US, that's what they would do. So we also need to prove to them that if they invest in certain startups in Ghana, they will do well. Currently, I mean, we've had a lot of startups in Ghana, you know, in many years. And I think one of the things that we all here can do to create this enabling environment is to talk more about the businesses like Aquamet, Agro Empire, and AgriMacap that I talked about. So if more investors know that they are successful startups that got $20,000 from KIC and have done well, they'll be more interested in investing. The other thing too is the people who would invest in startups, they have a certain level of risk that they like, right? So some people invest in treasury bills because they are not that very risk-loving, right? A lot of people who invest in startups will invest because they are willing to take more calculated risks. So once we also see more business people or more entrepreneurs who have done something like a startup 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, now successful, they will be more likely to invest in startups today. So for us in this room, I think we need to support more Ghanaian businesses, buy from them, talk about them, the legit ones, not the illegal ones like Men's Gold. The ones that are really doing well, we need to push them more so that they can do better, because they are the ones who would likely invest in our startups.
Sure. Thank you very much. I mean, talking about the risk, so we are trying to also look at the risking, right? For many international funders and all of that, they are looking at sustainability. Let's take note. So, I mean, if is your idea environmentally sustainable, is it socially responsible? So for the youth, us, we need to start thinking about the ideas that are climate smart, they're environmentally responsible. They don't, degrade the environment and all of that. So let's start thinking also about sustainable ideas. You would get funding also for that.
I'm Reverie from St. Thomas Aquinas.
What's the name again?
Reverie.
Great.
Okay. Please, I want to ask if you want to submit a proposal. Is it only when a program like this is being held before you can submit, or there is a platform you can submit your proposal through?
To KIC or to who? To anybody?
Yes. Or okay, let me give specifically to KIC,
okay,
because you are here.
So you can always submit a proposal to KIC, but somebody said there were 2 million fish farmers in Ghana, right? So imagine the number of high school students like you in Ghana who might be submitting proposals to KIC. So you have to be aware that if you are submitting proposals to an organization like KIC, we get plenty proposals.
And a lot of the times, we have a finite amount of money that we can give to people for proposals. Because first, we have to run our own programs to help the likes of Aquamet and Agro Empire. And then if we have some extra money, we can consider your proposal. So that's something that you all need to understand, or we all need to understand. So you can always submit proposals to us. But what I'll say is that I think you shouldn't always submit a proposal asking for money, right? So maybe you can ask for time from someone from KIC to do something for you. Or you can ask for knowledge, or you can ask for a certain effort to be put in. Because the reality is there's not a lot of money lying around in the country for lots of these things. We've heard about funding. There are lots of opportunities that are shared. But I think Gordon even mentioned that, I think he said he had like 47 people applying for something, right? All the 47 people can't be chosen. Okay, so there are lots of opportunities, but you have to be competitive, right? So if we get proposals from different institutions or different people, we would look at the wealth of the proposal and what those people have done. If you've not really done much, I can guarantee that we're not going to support you, right? So you also have to look at, maybe this is one word that we have to take home, bootstrapping. How can you bootstrap and do something to show somebody so that if you send a proposal, we can see the traction that you've built, we can see some of the things that you've tried to do already and some of the results that you've gotten, and then we can support you. Okay, so at any time, I mean, our social media is there, our emails, you can always send us proposals.
All right, so that's specifically for KIC, but for other people, other organizations or companies, what we are trying to do as Blue Economy Connect is to make sure to bring these things on one platform, to mobilize these opportunities and make it visible and available for you. So I always tell people all the time, if you have any ideas, you approach us. I mean, we can direct you to, the KIC or the FAO or whoever, that the funders are. So we try to create a way to streamline the ideas. So kindly join or connect with us. And then if you have any ideas, we can at least immediately provide you some support, maybe proposal writing, some of the soft skills, how to present your ideas, the branding, some of these things would help you, So we can do this for you before you get to the funder. And by then, your idea is well cooked, So
that's terrific. Yeah. That's terrific. I just wanted to,
questions? So.
Thank you. My name is Ruben. I want to ask one question. With the KIC, I want to know whether you give grants or funding to solo businesses or a viable business plans, or it has to be particularly partnership before you give.
Okay. So, do you want to have 100% of $10,000, or you want 1% of $10 million? It's a question to you. Do you want to have 100% of $10,000, or do you want 1% of $100 million? 1%. Ruben, I'm waiting for you. You want 1% of $100 million? Okay. So that's some of the thinking that we have at KIC, right? So for our Agritech Challenge program, we work with startups or teams that are 3 to 4 people. If you come as one person in the business, we won't accept you for that program. Because we believe that in many startups or many businesses, it's not one person who can do most of the things. And we want to look at teamwork. We want people to come together, someone with their finance background, someone who's technical, someone who knows marketing, to come together to form the team to run something that is great. So that is for the Agritech Challenge program for the business that I mentioned. But we also have a program called the Business Booster. That one, we take businesses that have sole proprietors. But that one too, we look at businesses that have been operational for about 3 to 5 years that are doing well. So different programs have different criteria. Okay, there are some programs that you go to, if it's just you running a startup, they will take you. We don't, for some of the reasons that I mentioned. Does that address your question? Okay.
Last question. Anyone? If there are no questions, then we can bring the panel discussion to a close. I mean, that was a very fruitful discussion, right? We took a lot of ideas, and especially for our students. So, I mean, I think we have to give it up for our students for staying with us. Yes, so let me give you a little advice, right? This is something you can put on your CV. I mean, you have attended this youth session of Aquaculture Ghana, the biggest aquaculture event and blue food event in West Africa, right? You have attended and you have contributed to the success of the program. You know, so they know that you are building capacity. You see, this is something you can actually brag about. So thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. And then for our panelists online, Proscovia and Dr. Sarah, we are very grateful. Please, let's give it up for them, our panelists, for joining us. So despite the technical challenges, they stayed with us. You know, this is amazing. In fact, we are very honored and privileged, and we want to thank you so much. So we really appreciate you. And then, so I would share their LinkedIn for us to follow Wordfish, and then Samaski Hub and MTI Investment. Actually, MTI Investment is looking to come to West Africa, and Ghana is one of their, major focuses. We've engaged with Anton, as you heard, and we took him around. So, a lot of nice things are coming up for us, right? It is for us to bring the innovations. The aquaculture, the food innovation hub is also coming. This morning, the World Economic Forum, we did the workshop, and then the chamber is also partnering with us so that we bring the youth representation. So when I saw the World Economic Forum, they said, oh, our youth representative. So please, where are the ideas, the innovations? Let's go home and continue to think and innovate. There is a lot of support, especially now coming for us. Thank you again, and then we can say bye-bye to our online people, and for staying with us, we really appreciate it. Have a good night, and then we'll be in touch. All right, MC, please take over.
I think you should continue as the MC. Let's give it up to him one more time. Are you not enjoying it? Are you not enjoying it? Oh, you're tired. You want to go home. Oh, yes. You didn't win. Aquinas, where are you on the National Science and Maths quiz? Are you still? Oh, okay. All right. And so we would... Sorry. So I think Presec is here, but they are not saying anything, so... Come again? Oh, Aquinas is also out. Oh, that one we all know. Oh. So, anyways, let's continue. We would continue with the youth declaration. We've already done that. Yes. So we'll just wrap up, and we'll have we'll welcome Esther. Oh, okay, that's nice. Right. So we'll just wrap up, and then we'll have our closing remarks from Prof is now around, so we'll have our closing remarks from Gode. Yes.
So thank you very much. So it just got to me that we actually had a prize. Pro Dave from all the way from Nigeria had given us a moving pond. right? A moving pond, and then 2 bags of feed to give to someone. So, I mean, so a moving pond and 2 bags of feed. We have to find how to give this. Honestly, it's never going to anybody from BEC. So count yourselves out. So ideally for any other person, especially maybe the high schoolers who want to go, or perhaps an idea, right? We could set up some small fish demonstration at Aquinas, right? Using the moving pond and the feed, and then we can get to teach, perhaps, train some of you in fish farming. You start to play with it. I think this is what we have to do, right? So we are sending the moving pond, I am saying it here, to Aquinas. Yeah. What? Oh, okay. So, yes.
Students, you remembered in the morning I said I will look for how we can set up ponds in your schools. Is that not correct? And within hours you are getting it. See the power of spoken words.
All right, so this is really amazing, right? So, it will be very amazing for Aquinas to be the leader, for aquaculture. High school, level. And so that means BEC is going to Aquinas, and we can start our high school engagement from Aquinas. Actually, we have... Yes. So there's a second school, right? There was Accra Academy here. They've left, but we can also follow up with them. However, Aquinas is still our number one. And then, so please expect a lot of action from us. And then, because we already have the university engagement, in early November, we'll be at the Regional Maritime University. We've been to UCC, Legon, and KNUST already. So, for the capacity building team, start looking at high school. Thank you very much again for joining. We would get more support from you. I'm sure maybe Caesar can help us get some support from the FAO. Perhaps ATO can also help us get some support from KIC or other stakeholders. Then we can would have a fish farm and perhaps do more, right? Capacity building and all of that for you. So that is, and then the fingerlings, right? Amazing. So thank you all very much. At Blue Economy Connect, we would like to say a very big thank you to our mama, for staying with us throughout, she is the president-elect for the World Aquaculture, Society. Can you imagine that? And she's here with us. So, we are blessed. And that is what we are talking about, that we have the support for you. We just need you to create, And so, BC wants to thank you all. And then stay connected, stay in touch. After this, don't hurry and leave. Please network. Take some contacts and follow up. You don't know where, your next move comes from, right? Everyone here is open. And so, somebody giving us the closing prayer, or I should give the
yes, but right prayer. Before the closing prayer, we'll take a group photo so that when we have the closing prayer, then everybody will just run away and then go. So please, Doc, please come.
Please come up here.
Caesar, and yes, please come up. And then let's arrange ourselves.
Please come up and then we take a group photo.
We'll take a group photo.
So, I would like to say we thank God for a successful session.
Rhoda.
We hope that from here we will do more than we can ever imagine. Amen. So after the group photo, you are free to go.
Aquinas, please hurry up. You're all part. Yes, we'll fit here. Thank you for staying. Make sure you are visible. I think that, yes, I think they can sit in front and we can all stand, the rest. Yes. Yes. Make sure you find somewhere to stand. Let your face show. Right, thank you. Thank you. So the closing prayer.
So, 30 seconds.